Since we have Nitya on the call as well, and he is our in-house expert, let me hand the discussion over to him.
Thank you, Michelle. And thank you, Sam, for joining us today for clarifying all the questions we have been getting from various customers around SAP digital manufacturing. So the next round of questions are around moving to the cloud. We have had customers who had concerns around moving to cloud-based solution for supporting the manufacturing floor. And the concerns were around security, scalability, and resiliency. How does SAP digital manufacturing address all these concerns?
Good question. So we have what we call the SAP Trust Center. The SAP Trust Center shows all the different cloud certifications and industry standards that we have around security, zero trust authorization, reliability of the system. With the SLA, we've just recently announced that we are now 3 nines of reliability with our cloud application. So we have roughly 8.5 hours of downtime for the whole year with 3 nines of resiliency and availability for that environment. Now, when you look at what we're doing around security, we are continuously patching the database and platform and application for you at probably a much higher frequency than what your own internal team would have done with any of the manufacturing suite or third-party MES applications that you may have in-house. As the developers of the software, we know that software the best. We know the platform, we know the operating system and the database systems underneath it, and we are able to patch them for everyone all at once. So we are keeping up to date with all the latest industry standards, security, cleansing, and updates that are required are all managed and maintained by us. Another piece to that is when you look at our model, we are updating the digital manufacturing environment every quarter with our updates. So it's much more of a continuous update, continuous release cycle, rather than having to worry about waiting for a year and a half or waiting for 3 years, waiting for 5 years, waiting for 10 years to update your MES, and then have to take huge overhaul, and a huge undertaking with a big project team for retesting everything, repatching everything, start learning how you migrate content from 5-6 years ago into the current environment, which may not have a one-to-one match anymore. That really goes away. We have a much more lightweight incremental process for how we move people forward, move the application and content forward, and keep you always on the latest and greatest, and also the most secure and reliable environment.
So this brings me to another question. So my question was, I have DM, I have a customer. Now individual customers have individual tenants set up in the infrastructure. Now what happens if there is a cyber attack on your infrastructure? Will everyone be impacted, or only a few will be impacted just because you have created different compartments for supporting different customers?
We have the application running in multiple data centers today, which does give us failover support and scalability support. We are leveraging the Microsoft Azure platform very heavily with digital manufacturing today. We do intend to extend that out to others and the other hyperscalers that you're seeing out there, but we are leveraging Microsoft and their data centers. We are deployed in 2 major regions at these data centers with failover and disaster recovery capabilities that are built in native to the platform. So it's not something that the manufacturing team has to undertake on its own with our own resources in our own individual way and have to have our own specialized folks to take care of. We're really leveraging the power of business technology platform and what that brings around standardized approach for exactly those types of scenarios around security, around different cyber attacks, and around the hyperscaler disaster and recovery and what that ultimately looks like. So we're leveraging these economies of scale, this standardized approach and process, in order to ensure that any kind of issue is resolved as clean and as neat as you possibly can.